Hello everybody, how are you guys doing today? My name is Claudia and this is Katie Counseling. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome. Alright guys, so today I wanted to do a little catch-up video, but also addressing certain questions that I've been getting on here. A lot more people have been engaged with my content, asking really great questions, and I just wanted to kind of talk about them and also kind of go over what my next 4 months are going to be looking like, because I think I have it all kind of figured out now. So yeah, let's get started. Before we do that, follow me at Katie Counseling on Instagram. Press the like button. Like, you guys do such a good job at that, honestly. Thank you so much. And subscribe if you're interested in this content. Yeah. So the one thing I wanted to start with is saying that a lot of you guys ask me about, you know, preparation or getting accepted, or, you know, what do I do here and there. So I think I'm going to start working on that as well, because I see that that's where students need a lot of help. I think I'll be able to create like a template, or like maybe like a checklist of what you should do before you're applying to different programs. I've had so much feedback from so many of you and I'm so grateful for it. And yeah, so I'm gonna work on that, because I think a lot of people, you know, they ask, hey, what type of resume or what type of CV should I have? What kind of statement of purpose, things like that. And I want to help you guys with that. I think it's very interesting because there's so many different schools and programs and things like that. All right, so the other thing I wanted to kind of talk about is how everything's going. All right, guys, so starting August 29th, that's going to be my first week of Practicum, and my first class is that Thursday. So did I talk about this interview? No, I didn't. Okay, so from the last video, I went to that last interview that I had in person for the place where they do addictions treatment, and I guess that's going to be my main site. They are having me there. I'm actually very excited. I'm finalizing paperwork for the place this week. It's an approved site by my school. I'm very happy because in this journey I've learned, and this is why I guess it's been very interesting to really go over in your own head, like what you are willing to work with, the demographics that you're willing to work with and that you're not ready to work with, right? Because in this field, you guys, I would never say never. Like, every person, every supervisor, every teacher I've talked to, they're like, oh, I would never work in a prison. And then they're like, oh, I worked in a prison for 8 years. It was my favorite, you know, demographic of people to work with, or things like that. Or, you know, they're like, oh, I would never work with addictions. And then they're like, oh, I ended up working for this hospital that had this great program. Again, never say never, and literally that's been the story. So through my interviewing process, I really, you know, it kind of came down to like, hey, like, you might not have a choice, so you don't be so picky. And again, a lot of the places that I went to are still kind of an open book, because I still need internship for the next year, you know what I mean? Like, the practicum is the 155 hours indirect and 40 hours direct for the next 4 months, right? But after that, it's going to be 300 hours for 4 months, and then another 300 hours for the next 4 months, and then I'm done. But I need placement sites, right? So everything that I've been doing, it's there. I know how to interview now. And that brings me to the next topic. Like, these interviews for the placement sites is literally kind of how you're going to vibe with like the supervisor. And that's kind of been like what they tell me. Like, once I've reached out to people, they were never like, no, unless they were full, you know, but they were very, like, everybody was very kind, and they're like, okay, if you think seriously you want to work here and with our clients, let's do like a vibe check. And that's how it's been with everybody. I'm telling you, like, you go in there and you're just like, there's something that I've you guys, again, this is like a chit chat video. I'm dropping little nuggets of information here. It's literally 8:30 in the morning, and yeah, I just want to be able to say these things to you guys, because there are certain things that are good pieces of information and I forget because, you know, the weeks go on, and I just wanted to come on here and like upload this because, again, I'm going to be busy. I'm still working on the whole podcast thing. I definitely want to start doing it, you know, once I start Practicum, kind of do it from like day one of Practicum, how I'm feeling, what's going on. So that's in the works. But yeah, so again, with the vibe check, literally, once you're at this point of your education, and I'm going to say it like this, I'm going to be real, like, you've been to school for like 5 years almost or something like that, like, getting to this point, right? Like, they can take you seriously. They can see that you're in this program, you are taking it seriously, you want to work, you know, as a therapist, and they treat you like that. They know that you're a baby therapist. They're like, okay, this person's never done it. But at the same time, like, you know, we've written the papers, we've learned, our professors have, you know, we've been drilled with the questions, we've had to do the simulations, we've had to understand the concepts and the ethics and the codes and the multicultural things, and, you know, working with different demographics and lifespan and all that stuff goes into one. And in the interview, they really like go through it, you know. So they maybe I should do like a separate video on this, but whatever, I'll just talk about it right now. In my interview for this place, because it's a big facility, they have a main facility that's inpatient, and this is intensive outpatient, group therapy and individual. So I'll be in that segment of the facility. But yeah, the interview was great. They literally are like, okay, so if this happens, how are you going to react? If this happens, how are you going to prevent from, you know, you guys, it's 8 in the morning. Counter transference, how are you going to deal with that? You know, do you know your own triggers? They ask me that. Do you know how to, you know, with the demographic I'll be working with, addictions, you know, they were like, hey, well, how are you going to set boundaries for yourself, because people are going to try you? And I'm like, oh, I've been a bartender for 10 years. I think I can do this. So, you know what I mean? Like, you can be honest. And this is kind of what I preach here, like, kind of like on my channel, like, be you. Don't be the, according to my calculations, you know, I will turn to page 30 and go with direction B. No, like, you have to be yourself. And I know you guys know that, because most of us went through some shit in our lives to where it made you stronger, and when you see bullshit, you can call it out, right? So pretty much, like, that's how my interview went. You have to make sure that you're a good fit, and for yourself too. So that's my next topic. Do what's best for you. Don't go to a place for multiple months out of the year where you're like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to learn this. I don't like this person. I don't care, you know? Because it could get you to that point where you don't care. And I've told you guys before in previous videos, like, there was a place where I went to, and like, I'm gonna be honest, the aesthetic didn't please me. I didn't see myself walking up there every day. I was like, ugh, you know? Don't do it. Don't. If you feel that it's not resonating, get out of there. Because it's doing that for a reason, not just because the way it looks. But if it's just because the way it looks, that's okay too. You guys, we've put in so much time and effort and money and brain space and power and pushing things away in our lives to get to a point where you get to choose, right? Why are we here? I could still bartend. I mean, I love my job. I love the people I work for. Like, why leave? Because I want to structure my life in a different way. I want to structure my life in a way where I make my own decisions. And if I want to pursue my business endeavors within this field, I can do that. So again, kind of pull yourself together and kind of feel the same with these things. It's your choice where you're going to go work or, you know, do your internship hours. And I don't know, you should be proud of it. Anyway, I hope this is helpful for you guys. I try to do the best I can. You and everybody around you, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm gonna go have a bagel at Einstein's. Peace.